Sounds like someone's happy. What tune is that they're humming? Do 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 do. No motive, no crime. No motive, no crime. Sing it with me. No motive, no crime. I remember when we used to search in the chowing room in Crane. Whoop! I love my job. Who cares if the clues I found are no good? That's not what investigating is all about. Investigates, we love investigating. It's a passion. Good causes we have, good causes we lost along the way. I would have never guessed that Gumshoe was into reggae. Every case gonna be on tight. Every case is gonna be tight. Hey, pal. Huh? Who, me? How long have you been there? I just got here. Oh, okay. So what are you up to, detective? I'm investigating, pal. I made a promise to Mr. Edgeworth. I promise that we find a real murder weapon. A real murder weapon? Oh, Bob Sorte turned out to be a false read, right? I'm giving my best shot here, but I still haven't turned up any clues. I just found these weird scraps of paper. Looks like a letter or something. It doesn't seem to have anything to do with the case, though. A letter? Well, hand it here. About that letter you found. Don't remind me, pal. I'm busting a gut here trying to find the murder weapon. Oh, I found some burned up old letter. Burnt up old letter? Yeah, it was in that incinerator right outside the inner temple. The incinerator? I knew it. I knew I wasn't imagining it. There was snow on the incinerator when I first saw it. But after the incident, the snow had melted away, which means someone used the incinerator on the night of the murder. What's up with you, pal? I've got it right here if you want to take a look. Can I? Do you mind? Sure, go nuts. I don't want it, pal. You can have it. It's all spirit mediums and masters and stuff. I bet it's got no relation to the case. Spirit mediums? It's got to be important if it mentions spirit mediums and masters. I better give it a good look it over and some serious thought. Make sure you chuck it in the trash when you're done. The ratings are crying, pal. Alright, hold the phone here. Hold the phone. Be careful once night falls. Should be there. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. Leave everything up to her. Her name is... She's our... The whole... Here's a picture of her. Use it when you channel her. I know you can do it. Once this is... Burn the... Also tell anyone about this letter. Gravely roast the master in the fires of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition. What the heck? So how's the investigation going, Detective Gumshoe? I don't know if I should be telling you, pal, but I guess it can't hurt. Looks like the murder took place at the Air Temple Garden. And they're taking that bloody writing of the rental priest usually back at HQ. What? You mean... I don't have the details, pal. All I know is if you don't find Maya down that sacred cavern, we're gonna be faced with one ugly situation. What kind of ugly situation are we looking at here? You got me? I don't know. They're not my words, pal. Then who said it? Mr. Godot. Godot? What did he mean by that? So what do you know about the real murder weapon so far? Well, it wasn't Jujutsu that was impaled in the victim's body. Mr. Edgeworth broke down the court today. Yes, that's true. In which case, it must have been another blade. And that's what you're running around like a headless chicken looking for now, huh? Yeah, and man, is it tiring work. Let me tell you something, brother. I'm no chicken. Got your father of forensics are kept these days. We're using the department's secret weapon on this. Secret weapon? What's this secret weapon of yours? You wanna know? You gotta think scientifically, okay? Alright. The weapon was a sword. Swords are, scientifically speaking, of course, made of metal, right? Any questions so far? No? I know what he's gonna say, but I'll let him look smart. So what's the weapon do for the job? Ta-da! A metal detector! Raise your hand if you didn't see this coming from a mile away. Well, you wanna give scientific investigation a go? Huh? Me? I've been using this thing for hours now. It gets pretty boring after a while. Why did you give it a try? I don't know. Should I help Detective Gumshoe out or not? Sure. Come on, pal. It was good fun, I'm telling you. Alright then. I guess I'll give it a go. Like I said, this is the department's most advanced gadget. The absolute best. It's so sensitive you can make it cry. It's so high-tech you can skydive off it. Oh, bother. So, so now I'm gonna tell you how to use it. It's possible the real murder weapon is around here somewhere, right? Sure. That's what we're trying to find out. Right, so first, let's turn the detector on. That's the sound of the metal detector signal bouncing off something metallic. Next, move the detector around and give this courtyard a good look-see, pal. Don't worry, this may be let you know when you've hit on something metallic. And when that happens, press the A button and give the area a good hard stare. This thing based on metallic objects that are hidden from sight too. Take a good look at anything and everything that seems suspicious, okay, pal? Doesn't look like there's anything here. Hey, pal! All you gotta do is watch the detector and let it tell you what's where, okay? Alright, alrighty. Not exactly a wizard machinery, you know. Look, a ladder! That's a step ladder. What's the difference? Looks like a normal ladder to me, pal. Surely everyone knows the difference. I mean, they're pretty ordinary objects. I've met plenty of guys like you, always picking on the smallest details. A vegetable store guy near my place does it all the time. He even corrects me when I ask for a head of lettuce. That's a cabbage, he says. I'm telling you, they're the exact same thing. No, they're not. They're completely different. You have to plant both of them in front of the ground before they can grow, don't you? Listen, you gotta take a step back and look at the bigger picture sometimes. Otherwise, you could miss a really important clue. That's advice from a pro, pal. The last person I need advice from is this guy in front of me. A real pro indeed. What? This looks like a wallet? Aha! That's where it's been. Is it yours, detective? I'm always dropping it, so I put a bell on it. But you still dropped it anyway. Yeah, but now I found it again, pal. Your wallet is completely empty. Well, I drop it all the time, so I don't put money in it anymore. Then how come the metal detector picked it up? Must be because of the bell, I guess. Alright, are you gonna pick it up? It's just a pair of skis. Nothing useful for our case here. I'm actually pretty good on skis, you know, pal. I just love to fly down the slopes with my coat flapping in the wind. Really? I had no idea. How good are you then? Well, I'm better on skis than I am on skates, but not as good as I went on a snowboard. That's a pretty detailed answer. Oh, well, you know what I'm best at? Making mashed potatoes and gravy. The guy's losing it. Must be the altitude. We better get back to the investigation. That's odd. This led's made of plastic. It says bikini number 1 on the side. Maybe there's something under it. Hey, what's this? A badge? Aha! I've been hunting high and low for that. It's yours, detective? That thing's priceless to a guy like me, pal. A cop can't be a cop without his badge. I'm sure glad I put that diamond there now. How'd you manage to drop your badge here of all places? I know. I bet it happened this morning. I was playing around with this land and... Stop right there. I don't need to hear anymore. Asked you should ask your gold statue wasn't a real murder weapon, pal. Yeah, I know. I just thought I'd check it again anyway. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Do you know about that sword? It's supposed to represent the multiple branches a life can take, all ending as one. Yes, I heard something about that. You know what I think about sometimes? What kind of life I'd be leading had I not joined the homicide division. You think about that kind of stuff, detective? Of course I do. I think about it a lot. Me as a traffic cop, me as a detention officer, me as a blue badger. There's something to be said about the humor valley of Gumshoe as the blue badger. Looks like there's something round buried in the ground here. Don't touch that, pal! Huh? What is it? It's a trap! People set them up to catch us detectives. They're real nasty. A trap? For detectives? You mean like those fierce traps with sharp teeth that are supposed to snag your leg? Yeah, those! I got my finger caught in one of those once. Your finger? It was this bit of cheese and it looked so tasty. I reached out and then, BAM! I'm not sure I know how to respond to a story as stupidly pitiful as that. This is Miss Denham's staff, isn't it? Scientifically speaking, of course. They're usually made of wood. But the detector is reacting to it. Yeah, but however you look at it, the thing's made of wood, alright? I don't bother investigating anything unless it looks like it might be metallic. Isn't the whole point of a metal detector to find metal where you can't see it? It's weird that this thing is causing a whack-it. Here, let me take a look at it. Hey, hands off! Examining evidence is a job for the... Heck! The top is coming off! Look what you've done! You have damaged a real important piece of evidence! Ah! That's a sword! Inside the staff! Is this... Could it be? The murder weapon? I'd never have guessed there'd be a sword concealed in the victim's staff. I call this kind of thing a sword cane, pal. This one's a real gem. The workmanship is really something else. Thank goodness it wasn't a cane sword, or else the victim would have stabbed her own foot. I officially give up on trying to figure out how Gumshoe's mind works. The real scene of the crime was the inner temple garden. But why was the sword used to kill the victim found in the main hall courtyard? Hey, Gumshoe, who knows about the hidden sword? No one. Even the police didn't know about this until I discovered it just now. Well, as they say, there's no team in Gumshoe. Doesn't look like there are any traces of blood on it. I guess this isn't the murder weapon, huh? No. I'm sure someone just wiped it off after the murder. Yeah, of course. This thing's definitely the murder weapon. Great job, pal. It's about the same length as the Shishu, too. This must be the murder weapon. Okay, I'm gonna run over to forensics. There's gotta be some traces of blood left, even if most of it have been wiped off. See you later, pal. Every case gonna be airtight. Every case gonna be airtight. Wait up, detective. Huh? Where is it, pal? I'm a pretty busy guy right now, you know. You're gonna get that staff analyzed, right? Would you mind holding on for just a while? Huh? What are you talking about, pal? Please. Just until we find Maya. Maya? What's this got to do with her? I don't know, but I'm starting to get a really bad feeling in the pit of my stomach. Oh, how so? Look, Maya's trapped inside the sacred cave right now, and, well, we don't even know if she's okay or not. The more evidence and the testimony I hear, the more uneasy I feel. You don't think... Maya's been Please, detective. Let's just wait until we can get inside the sacred cavern. You're looking kind of iridium there. Okay, just stop with that face, pal. One thing, though. It's that secret trick. Let's keep it between you and me, alright? If it gets out that we knew about it and didn't say anything, we're finished. I understand. This is just a regular, one-of-the-mill stuff, you got it? Okay, now you take good care of it, okay, pal? Thank you, detective. Don't worry. She'll be fine. Gumshoe. You know, there's a place at the base of the mountain that has real good pasta. How about I take you there when we find Maya, huh, Paul? Sure. Thanks. Can't help but wonder, though, what was Elise Denham doing with a staff like this in the first place? Let's see here. Okay. Moving back here. On the bridge. Into the gate. Into the garden. The Cubs are still combing the place. They look pretty nervous. I'd be nervous too. It's gotta be a tough job. Especially with someone giving you the evil eye the whole time. Mata, how could I have done that? Wow, I can't believe it's still bothering him. Edgeworth. Hey, don't you dare run away. What do you want, right? What do I want? You came here to laugh at me, then get on with it. Go on, laugh away! Sigh, I was ready to hug it out with him, but he's just the same prideful Edgeworth. You went back to the Criminal Affairs Department, right? You said you wanted to look into something concerning Iris. Yes. Thanks to what I found, I was reminded of something terrible. You guys are putting a lot of effort in the investigation of the garden here, huh? There's a high chance this is the actual scene of the crime. That's why. You mean because of the writing in blood and the talisman in the snow? Exactly. As you know, those things couldn't have been planted here after the murder. But surely, you don't suspect Maya, do you? You have to treat everyone as a suspect. Maya as well as Iris. It's our job, right? There was something that bothered me about her from the moment we met. I felt like I'd seen her somewhere before. No, wait. Not somewhere. I felt like I'd seen her in court before. So I went back to the Criminal Affairs Department to look for her file. Yes, I checked over every case file I've ever worked on. And I was right. I had seen her face before 6 years ago. 6 years ago? It was my first appearance in court. And as cases go, it was my worst nightmare. So, who is she? I'm sorry, right? I can't give that information away to a member of the general public. What? Why not? It might be the crucial piece of the puzzle that solves this case. The woman I knew was the daughter of a jewelry store owner. She had nothing to do with Iris and Hazuka Temple. And neither did the case. No, that woman is completely related to this murder. Unrelated? Yes, I can say that with complete confidence. You're wrong, Edgeworth. She's totally related to this case. I need to fill Edgeworth in. I need to explain the connection between Iris and the woman Edgeworth knew. Oh, wait. So, I guess you still haven't gotten over your fear of earthquakes. No, though thankfully, my nightmares have stopped. But still, if the ground gives even the slightest tremor, I found myself short of breath. 17 years ago, when we were little school kids at the same elementary school, Edgeworth found himself in the middle of a murder. It all started with that big quake that hit the courthouse. Yeah, so I was stuck in the elevator with my father, who was a defense attorney. My hair! You breathing my hair! We were deprived of oxygen when we passed out. That's when it happened. That single gunshot shattered my whole life. I lost everything that day, all because of that earthquake. My dreams, my family, and myself. It's been more than 17 years now. That case was finally resolved 2 years ago, right? You think I didn't know that? I was there. But it was such a shock, and I imagined I could be so wrong about myself and my life. I'm sorry, right? There's nothing else I can say. Not after you chose to become a lawyer for my sake, and not after you saved me. Edgeworth, you're stronger than you think, so no more of this self-pity, okay? I can't take it. Alright, could this be the connection you're talking about? Hey, Edgeworth, did you know that Iris had a twin sister? What? A twin? You can't be serious. Sister can't tell me, but the problem is she didn't know the name of this twin. There was nothing about Iris having a sister in the files I checked. Well, Iris was taken in by the temple when she was really young. Apparently her sister was raised by her father. A jeweler, I think. A jeweler? Right, I just might know who this twin sister of hers is. I had a feeling you'd say that. Let me guess. Her name is Dahlia Hawthorne, right? Yes, exactly. Please tell me what you know about her, Edgeworth. Please. It was my first court case, and 6 years ago. I was a greenhorn, and due to my inexperience, the defendant died. You're talking about Terry Falls, right? You know about that case? You're not the only one who noticed something about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne. I checked out one of Mia's old files from 6 years ago. Yes, Dahlia was a key witness in that case.
Dahlia and Terry Falls conspired together to stage a fake kidnapping 11 years ago. They stole a jewel worth $2 million from Dahlia's father, a jeweler. Have I mentioned that his father is a jeweler? He is a jeweler. He makes jewels, he sells jewels, he buys jewels. And 5 years after that, she murdered her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne, to keep her from talking. Her sister? Well, her stepsister, actually. They weren't blood related. Valerie was the only daughter of Dahlia's father's second wife. Oh, this is when she entered my life. The woman who tried to kill me. So after Terry Falls died, what happened to Dahlia? Did you check that out? Does it really matter? Like I said, Dahlia isn't connected to this case. Why are you so sure about that? It's simple. Dahlia Hawthorne is dead. What? Well, her metabolic processes are a matter of interest only to historians, so to speak. What do you mean by Dahlia Hawthorne is dead, Edgeworth? Right. I must confess that in reading her file, I came to know of the murder case you were involved in during your college years. Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty, thanks to the persistence of Mia Fey. Mia Fey! Mia Fey! Do you think you have won? At the time, Dahlia, it's like she was possessed by a demon or something. It's been almost 5 years since that guilty verdict was handed down, and her sentence was finally carried out. She was executed last month. Executed? I'm sure that's a bit of a shock for you, right? And for more reasons than one. But do you understand now? She can't possibly be connected with this case. She's dead, and once someone is dead, there's no way to revive them. There's no way to revive the dead? I wonder. It seems you're not aware of one other connection yet, Edgeworth. And what is that? It's about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne's mother. What's their mother got to do with any of this? She's Morgan Fey, a spirit medium from a branch family of the Crane channeling technique. Did you say Korean channeling technique? Do you know something about it? Oh yes, I know it's connected with that fraudulent spirit medium. Fraudulent? I was involved in another nightmare 17 years ago. My hair! Stop eating my hair! I was caught up in the middle of a murder investigation. The police didn't have any leads. They were stumped, and that's when they called her in. She was a very famous spirit medium and the master of her channeling school. But you know what happened? As a result of her efforts, an innocent man was accused of murder. She and her powers, they were all fraudulent. Edgeworth, go to the police records room. It's all there. All you have to do is check the DL6 incident case file, and you'll know. Of course, how could I forget? Edgeworth was the victim in that case. Edgeworth, you'll understand someday. And then, you'll see that the Korean channeling technique is real. But for now, I bid you farewell. As for you, Iris, it's time for the real truth. I think it's time you tell the truth about what you were doing on that night. You said you were in your room at Hazkrat Temple the entire time? You still claim that to be the truth? Yes, that's where I was. Iris, I believe you're innocent. That's why I want to believe what you're telling me too. But I can't. Because this person saw you somewhere else on the night of the murder. I'm talking about Sister Bikini, of course. Sister Bikini? Testimony in court today was very clear. That night I was having an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Asgore Temple.
Sister Decay didn't just see you, she spoke with you. You two talked about Maya's training that night. So you see, Iris, you were there at the inner temple on the night of the murder.
That's very impressive, Mr. Writer. The acolyte's actual training was due to start after 10 o'clock that night. I left the main hall early, so I wouldn't be late.
What time was that?
Let me see. It takes about 20 minutes to walk between the main hall and the inner temple, so I would have left about 9:40 p.m. I think.
I'm sorry, Iris, but line just doesn't suit you.
Huh? Nani?
Now, you say you left the main hall at 9:40 p.m., but what you say doesn't add up with this. Oh yeah. You yourself testified to the contrary, don't you remember? You say you rang the lights out bell at 10 o'clock that night?
Ah!
Plus, only moments before you rang that bell, you were seen at the main hall by the most reliable witness I have.
Who's that?
Me.
Mr. Wright?
We even spoke a little that evening. That's when you gave me this. Surely you haven't forgotten.
No, that's right. I remember.
And that brings us to another puzzling fact, Iris. At 10 o'clock on the night of the murder, you were seen in two different places at the same time. It's time you told me exactly what's been going on, Iris. So far, I managed to prove two things. First, on the night of the incident, you were at the inner temple. And second, at the exact same time, you were ringing the bell at Asgore Temple. There's only one possible explanation for this apparent impossibility. On the night of the incident, you were seen in two different places at the same time, which means there must have been two of you. I can't think of any other explanation, Iris.
But that's crazy. How could that be? There's only one of me. It's impossible.
Impossible? I wonder. The way you're trembling certainly seems to suggest otherwise. Gulp! You're seriously trying?
It's just there's one more of me.
Fuck.
You're seriously trying to suggest there's one more of me? Then show me the evidence. Show me something that proves there's more than one that's me. Than me.
Yeah, her name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I have a firm grasp of the situation now, Iris. You have a sister, don't you? A twin sister, perhaps? That's right. Dahlia Hawthorne, a woman I know only too well.
I had no idea you know of her. Very impressive, Mr. Writer. But she's no longer...
Yes, I know. Her sentence was carried out recently, wasn't it? I'm sorry.
Thank you.
There's no need to explain now, is there, Iris? The second you who was here at the temple on the night of the murder, it was your twin sister, Dahlia Hawthorne.
But you just said it was up for a second ago. And my sister is dead. Have you forgotten that?
Have you forgotten this, Iris? This is a channeling dojo, a training ground of the Korean channeling technique. That night, someone channeled Dahlia's spirit, and you knew about it. And that's the secret you've been trying to hide from me.
I was in my room at the main hall that night. As soon as I heard that I'd been spotted at the inner temple, I knew it was my sister, Daria, and the other half of me who passed away last month.
Just as I suspected. The Iris the sister Bikini saw the inner temple and there of the murder, it was Dahlia Hawthorne. Why didn't you tell me this before?
Because my sister always does the right thing.
Excuse me?
Because I mustn't get in the way of what she's trying to do. I already betrayed her once before. I can't do it again.
You betrayed her? What do you mean?
And that's why I have to accept I might be found guilty. It's the only way.
What is she talking about?
You know about it, don't you, Mr. Red? About the fake kidnapping that took place here on the Eagle Mountain 11 years ago? That was the start of it all. It's what started her down the twisted path. She started to commit crime after crime, and in the end, she lost her rifle. It's all because I betrayed her.
How did you betray her, Iris?
It was no coincidence that Echo Mountain is where the exchange was to take place. After all, I helped to plan the whole thing.
What?
But I got scared, so I ran away.
What are you talking about? Why would you help her? Stealing $2 million from your own father? That's awful. Sick.
But I promised I'd help. And she didn't do it for the money.
Huh?
It was revenge on our father.
Revenge? What do you mean by revenge?
He was a hideous man. He threw our mother away and sent her to hell.
Her mother? She must be talking about Morgan Fay.
Our mother was the eldest daughter of the main branch of the Fay family. The main family had a lot of influence in many places and political circles at the time. As the eldest daughter, our mother was said to inherit all of that as her next master. That's the reason our father married our mother in the first place, for power. But his plan backfired, because our mother's sister took it all from her. She took over as a master of Korean.
That'd be Misty Fay, Maya's mother.
But before long, the credibility of the Korean tradition hit rock bottom. The new master, Misty Fay, made a terrible mistake. It was during the investigation of the DR6 incident. After that happened, our father took me and my twin sister away, leaving our mother and a home behind. He hated the place. He said it was a hick dive and that he had no reason to stay there.
And that's when he came here to Hazakura Temple.
Yes, the woman my father took as his next wife already had a daughter, Valerie. I had no place in his new family, you see.
Oh,
And I haven't seen my mother once since then. Having the master's seat stolen from her and being rejected by her own family. I've heard that she's been very battered, spiritually and emotionally.
I think I'm finally beginning to see how the pieces fit together. I have asked her everything I can in my capacity as a prosecutor. This incident, everything related to it goes back to the history of the Fay clan. That's what it looks like. Iris, there's just one more thing I want you to tell me.
What is it?
During the incident in which your sister, Dahlia Hawthorne, poisoned a lawyer, she began a relationship with a certain college student in order to hide his evidence. The evidence. That college student, have you heard anything about him?
But, well, I did hear one thing. She said she hated his guts.
I see. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome.
Hurry up, Phoenix, right? There's still much to investigate.
Leave those rocks to me. I'll open them for you, I promise.
Thank you. Suppose I better continue my investigation. There's still one giant secret left to unlock. Pearls' psych lock.